very real. I like to disassociate.
As soon as I think that, it's over. Try to be kind to myself. Yeah, it's okay to praise yourself.
Specific days of the week. Hey everybody, it's Hannah.
And Marlow.
Today it's time for another Q&A, and today we're going to be talking about how we cope with and manage stress. We wanted to share how we try to cope. You know, part of our whole channel thing is
aesthetic.
Yes, perfect, Marlo. Part of our channel aesthetic, I don't know how to pronounce that correctly.
I think you did.
Okay, is mental health and how we
self-care.
Yeah, self-care, how we take care of ourselves, how we persevere in the face of
challenges.
Yes, exactly. So we're gonna just kind of chat. Honestly, we have not prepared this video at all.
I'm feeling so unprepared.
Yeah.
Trying not to laugh because I'm so uncomfortable with how unprepared I am.
So we're just gonna have a little chat, real, like very real discussion with each other and with you guys. One of the things I like to do, I have a few different like avenues, I guess, but and this is probably not healthy, okay?
Oh.
But my coping mechanism with stress is to not be present in my brain.
Disassociating.
Yes, I like to disassociate.
I like to disassociate.
I do.
Honestly, same.
I
sometimes.
will watch TV. Primarily things that I've already seen, because then it's not stressful because I know what happens. And I like to play, I have a game that I'm playing on my computer right now. It's called Civilization 6. That's really fun. I play that a lot. I read. I have some books that I read. So just like basically anything that gets me out of my brain, I like to do that.
When I'm stressed, I need to be alone. I like to be by myself. I don't want anybody to talk to me. I don't even want to get like texts or see, comments on my posts or anything. I just want to be alone with my thoughts, and it helps me process my stress, I think. And then while I'm alone, I do things like I'll have the TV on, but I'm not really watching it. And so I could be scrolling then, I could be cleaning my room, I could be doing laundry, anything that's like a mundane task in my brain. I like to do things like that so that I have something else to focus on while I'm taking my time to organize my stress.
Yeah, and while I don't do this very often, I have learned in the past that it does help to, when I'm feeling stressed about, for example, having so many things to do or there's a lot I need to get done. I don't do this, but it does help to just like start doing the things.
I love a list.
Yes.
I love a written list.
Yeah, that helps me a lot.
Written lists.
I live off lists. Like, I use the notes app on my phone for literally almost everything.
Yeah, the overwhelming stress of having so much to do, that's when I like to take out my notepad and write down everything. And then usually for me, I don't know if you do this, I think it's the ADHD in me, I'll have my list and I'll be like, I'm gonna do this, and I start doing it, and then I do 20 other things, and then I come back to my list and I'm like, dang, I still need to finish that. But then I'm like, I want to write down all the things I did just so I can cross them off.
I will say I do that.
So unaccomplished if I don't get to cross it off the list.
Yeah, so I will say, like, if I make a list and then I remember, oh, I need to also do this and this and this, I will specifically add them to the list and check them off. Yeah. Because
just thinking about that is already kind of calming me down because I have so many things to do.
I will say that for me, I can't cope with starting something and then not finishing it and doing something else and not finishing it and doing something else. I want to start something and finish it and then continue on, but I don't have ADD. So.
The thing for me is that there's so many, like if I start doing my laundry, I'm going to start folding it to put it away. Let's say that. Well, then I noticed that, this is just me too. I hung up a bunch of clothes really quickly just in one spot in my closet, and I didn't color coordinate and sleeve coordinate them like I normally would. So I'd be like, ugh, hang on, let me do that. And then sometimes I'll be like, while I'm doing that, I'll be like, oh, I don't think that fits anymore, or I don't really like that. Let me just take that off and put it in my giveaway pile. And then I'll be like, wow, my giveaway pile's getting really big. I need to take that down to the garage. And so then I'll go down to and that's just a whole, if I leave the room that I'm working in, it's a whole, like I won't,
whole new world.
Yeah, I won't finish what I was doing. So.
Yeah, see, for me, I've always had this, I have a really bad habit of just like ignore and hope it goes away, which it doesn't, obviously. It's like, at laundry as an example, clean laundry, I'll do it and I'll bring it in baskets and in my closet and shut the door because, Daryl eats socks and things. But I can't just...
Once you put it away, it's out of your mind.
Yeah, yes. But I can't cope with just like put it on hangers and hurriedly just like hanging it somewhere. If I hang it up, it has to be coordinated, color coordinated, sleeve coordinated, and they're like, I get so overwhelmed by the idea of doing that.
Having to organize it is like a much more overwhelming task than just putting it away.
Yeah, and
like putting it away organized.
Yes. So instead of doing it, or doing part of it, I don't do any of it, and it stays in my basket and gets wrinkled for days and days.
And sometimes I think there's been times where you're like, wait, is this my clean basket or my dirty basket?
I used to do that a lot, but I've gotten past that. I've got a designated dirty basket now. Because if I, like in the past, I would just not know if it was clean or dirty, and I was like, well, I've got to wash it because I don't want to risk it. Like, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that anymore. Yeah, so it's a really bad like habit and coping mechanism for me that I've struggled with like forever. Even though I know, like,
it's kind of almost exactly like the getting out of the door to get out of the house. It's like literally if I can just get up with the intention to go do the chore or whatever it is, I'll do it. But it's just like sitting and thinking, okay, I have to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to get up so I can go do that. And you're just like, no.
Yeah, exactly. For me, like when I successfully like stand up and get my laundry baskets and bring them to my bed so I can start organizing and folding and whatever, then I get it done. Like I just do it all, and then I do it all, and then I do it. And here's another thing. I personally am most productive in the mornings. By the time it gets to be afternoon, I'm just like so tired and exhausted and like don't want to do anything. But morning is my most productive time. But if I, like, let's say it's a day when I'm not working, if I get up and like drink my coffee, eat my breakfast, whatever, and then if I go like lay down in bed and get on my computer and watch TV
to relax
work. Before I get up and do stuff, like on my off day I'll like try to do laundry and clean my room. I won't do anything.
Same. I was just gonna bring that up. Like when I come here to work or I get up with the intention of immediately leaving the house to do anything, I'm so much more productive.
Yeah.
On my off days when I'm like, I'm gonna sleep in because I didn't sleep well, whatever, it's done. As soon as I think that, it's over.
And then it's like, I don't know if maybe some of you guys experience this too, but it's like, once you're like
in that mindset.
Yeah, it's so hard to make yourself get up.
Yeah.
And I know that, there may be a lot of people that don't understand that, but I know that there may be a lot of people that do, and it's just this, it's this, obviously it's a mindset kind of a thing, but it's also just this like fatigue.
Yeah.
And I don't know, depression, I don't know.
Well, Well, see, I was just saying to somebody the other day that, because I was telling them about my issues where I'm like, if I don't start something immediately on my off day, I won't do anything at all. Like, it's done. And they were like, oh, you're depressed? And I'm like, no, I'm having a great time not doing anything.
It's like you're just laying there
I'm like, I need my rest.
So relaxed and chilled. Yeah,
but then
it's the depression, right?
It's the depression after I've done nothing. I haven't accomplished anything, I feel like, you know? So it happens to me a lot that I'm more productive in the mornings if I get up. If I don't, I'll get this productive streak at like 9:30 at night, and I'll just be like, and it'll be like 3 in the morning, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I need to go to sleep. And I'm like, but look at all the stuff I did. Okay. And like, I feel like I can go to sleep.
Well, can relate to that.
I forget.
I was going to say something. Oh, depression. When it's like chronic depression, like chronic clinical depression or whatever, it's like, I really do think that contributes to just like and I'm not, okay, I don't know psychology, you guys, but your overall everything, and it just...
Every single thing is so hard to do.
Yes, everything.
Like going to the bathroom.
Taking a shower.
Yeah, getting real clothes on for the day.
Yes, getting out of bed to go make your coffee. I mean, it's like everything is so...
Even things you like to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is so much harder and takes so much more energy.
I was going to say, the off days where I don't immediately start doing something and I end up laying in bed, I do that thing where I go, okay, it's 2:05. I'm going to get up I'm going to give myself like 20 minutes and then I'll get up. And then I sit there and I look and it's not time, and I look and it's not time, and then I get busy doing something and then I look and the time has passed and I'm like, oop.
Oh well, now I've got to wait.
Can't do it. Now I have to wait until another like
specific
5.
time.
Yeah. So anyway, I do that. Ends up being me a lot of the times, and eventually, sometimes if I'm not thinking about it, and I get down on myself when I do stuff like that too. So if I don't think about it too hard and I'm not like berating myself for not doing anything, I can get up and do stuff. Like, it happens. But usually by that point, if I haven't done anything and it's like getting afternoon time, I'm like, you're done. The day is gone.
I am really good about like compartmentalizing in my brain, I think. And so if I just have a day where I just like lay in bed all day and don't do anything, which doesn't happen very often, but if I do have a day like that and I start to be like, oh no, I didn't do anything, I should have done this and this and this, I just like put it in a little box, all those thoughts in a little box, and just like put them over here inside my brain, and just like don't think about how like guilty I feel or whatever, depressed I feel about not getting anything done.
So I do that, but then when I have my alone time to process, pow! And I'm laying there trying to sleep, and I'm like, yeah, you did nothing today. You should feel guilty. You rested, but you didn't need that much rest. You know, like there she goes, getting that girl.
Yeah, for me, I don't get a lot of alone time just because the house is so full. And then when I do like go to bed, I'm so exhausted that like
she goes right to sleep.
Yeah, my brain doesn't have time to.
I'm so jealous of that.
It took me a long time to get there to where I can just fall right asleep.
How did you do it?
Medication.
Oh,
I
take the same medication.
Well, I got the right combination of medications.
Combination medication.
And it's just now I can sleep. Anyway, it seems like we talked more about our struggles than how we cope with that. So let's talk about, like, let's say you had a day where you didn't do anything and you just laid in bed all day and rested, and then you've got another day, like the next day. Like, what do you do then? You wake up the next day and you're like, okay, how do I make it better, or like cope with what I did yesterday? Like,
I always try, and doesn't happen all the time, but I always try to be kind to myself because I'm great at being mean to myself. And when I am, like, that doesn't, I mean, it hurts any kind of productivity that I could do.
Yeah.
And so I always be like, excuse me.
I always be like, you're such a millennial.
I always say things to myself like, wow, you did nothing today. And I'll be like, you rested? That's really important. You'll get stuff done tomorrow. You will. You're going to get up. And then I'll set an alarm. And I just, like, allow myself for it to be okay to rest or, you know, be lazy, mess up. It's okay when I do that because, and I see this a lot and I hardly ever think of it in the moment, but there's a saying they say to, like, when you're talking to yourself in your head, pretend like you're talking to your best friend or your mom or something and someone you love and think, would you actually say that to them? And so sometimes I'll think about that and I'll try to be like, okay, no, I would never berate someone for resting when they've been, like, exhausted all week or they haven't been sleeping all week, you know. So anyway, that's one of my coping things, is just to make sure and to check myself that I'm being kind to myself, and that helps me be productive in the future.
So for me, first of all, if I get up and do one thing, it's easier for me to then do another thing and another thing. But also, if I'm just, like, so worn out and I get up and do one thing, I'm like, okay, I did something.
Yeah.
Like, I was successful, and then if I need to rest some more, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay to praise yourself when you've done something.
Yes. And another thing that I have done that has helped me is I, in my mind, have specific days of the week that are
rest days.
Well, that are work days and days where I work less and do more stuff that needs to be done around the house, like laundry, like tidying up and things like that. Organization, yeah.
I should come up with a system like that.
It has really helped me a lot.
Because on my off days, I struggle a lot with you need to rest and you need to do chores around the house. So I need to, like, pick a day that'll be a good day for that.
All right, well, that was kind of a long-winded way to explain some of our stressors and how we cope with mental health and stress and stuff like that.
And we hope that some of that information from us could help you guys. We would love to hear how you guys deal with your everyday stress, how you cope. What are your coping mechanisms for your depression days or your anxiety days or your days where you just don't feel productive when you think you should? Those are my worst days, honestly.
And we'd love to hear about some of your small but mighty victories.
Yes.
Yeah, small victories that are big victories, and just what you struggle with. Anything. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about it.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
See you soon.
Bye.